along with the international sex standard. And also, it is not written here, but this is also an opportunity for you to build friendship with fellow responders, both inside and outside of your country, because whenever I deploy to a big emergency, I meet the same faces on the ground. And they always come from Instagram network, if you're responding at Urban Search and Rescue Team. And I also see familiar faces of ANDAC, and I always also see familiar faces of UN system, and as well as EMTs. So please take opportunity not just to practice the methodology, but also develop your network and develop your friendship with fellow humanitarian responders, because this is very important. This is very important because when we have very good friendship and network, when we deploy, the team building has been already done. For example, I met Malu, ANDAC member, during Turkey earthquake response last year. It was my first time to meet him, but then since then, we keep bumping into each other. And some of you, we meet during the exercise or we meet during the regional event, and then all of a sudden we meet in the disaster zone. So it is very common that you're meeting again, either in here, this kind of setting, or in disaster. So please make friends. And more in details, what we're going to practice during this event is coordination systems. So until yesterday, if you have participated in International Rescue Challenge, you learned or you focused on the technical area of search and rescue, especially rescue technique. But in here, the exercise purpose is more on coordination and how we interact with different actors. So we test and we will also go through the on-site coordination between the national system and international system using reception departure center, on-site operation and coordination center, user coordination cell, EMT coordination cell, and etc. And if you are not familiar with those acronyms yet, you will learn it during the academic session. And we also provide some learning for the soft skills. I wouldn't tell any details, but this is also an opportunity to practice some of the soft skills, like media interviews. And then I'd like to introduce the ERE package that we are using for this exercise. As I introduced earlier, this earthquake response exercise have a very long history, and this is the 20th event. And during those years, we conducted major reviews twice. We developed the second version in 2021, right after COVID, or during COVID, and then we further brushed up the new package right after the Turkey earthquake response. So we will use version 3, which is revised based on the lessons learned from Turkey earthquake response. And this package includes a standard inject, which has been revised and updated based on the lessons learned of Turkey mission. So I hope that you will learn those inject because it will be very realistic. Yes, and then I'd like to introduce the function that we are going to have during this exercise. We will have international response teams, urban search and rescue teams, EMTs. We also have ANDAC, United Nations Disaster Assessment and Coordination Team. And then at national, we have national responders, national NDMA, as well as humanitarian country team. So this is the groups that are participating in this event and going through the same scenario. And this is how the exercise structure looks like. This is a desktop exercise. So when you deploy into rooms, and then we will guide you to different rooms depending on your roles and your functions, and then you simulate your response in respective rooms and on the table, but then by interacting with relevant stakeholders. And then, of course, there will be different rooms assigned for different functions. And then, of course, you're free to interact with different rooms as we do in the real situation. And then I'd like to hand over a presentation to Brendan, who will explain the role of engagement.